Hey guys, making another video here. Walking around, I think I'm by La Paille, La Petite Paille. Um, but I'm currently crossing the river here and heading to the 5th arrondissement. But I wanted to talk about basically girl math. I'm sure you've heard of it, but not just specifically girl math, but the concept of. Alright, so for those of you who don't know, girl math is basically when you go, or stereotypically a female goes, oh well, I got a return from a store, that's free money. It's like, no, you just got your money back, it's not free money. Or if I get the money out of the bank and it's out of my bank account, well then the money doesn't exist anymore. And the more I thought about not just this but other things in our society, the more I realized this doesn't just apply to females. This is what's happened across our society as a whole. And I like to call it weaponized incompetence, where people pass off their incompetence in a very cutesy or artsy way. And because it seems harmless, or it seems kind of cute, or maybe there's even an aesthetic to it, there is kind of no there's a pretending that there's no consequence to it. And today I'm going to kind of go over a few examples with no one specifically in my crosshairs, because I think it affects everyone kind of equally. So I deal with a lot of people in Gen Z, me being a Zoomer myself, and you constantly hear about, I can't work a 9 to 5, it's not good for my nervous system, I can't work a job, and I've been guilty of saying this too. I meant to do something else, I meant to just touch grass all day, and I wasn't born to work, it's not good for my mental, and I can't make a phone call because I have phone call anxiety. Meanwhile, these are the same people that are scrolling on TikTok and Instagram, like myself, till 2 in the morning, and being told, and going on dating apps and shooting corny one-liners at hundreds of strangers on a week-to-week basis. But and I think we see this not just in a generational context, but also in a work context. We've all known that person in a work context who has said that I can't really do Excel, or I can't do spreadsheets, even though they've worked at, and this is true at my bank job, I've known some people working at the bank for 30, 40 years, still can't manage an Excel spreadsheet, doesn't know how to even adjust their monitor. And their thing is, I'm not a technology person, as if they haven't been working at a Fortune 100 company for, let's say, 30 years, 20 years, 10 years. And I used to be pretty harsh and critical about these people, but because they were good at their jobs, there was just some simple things that you would think are prerequisites to knowing, that they just didn't know how to do. And I realized, well, I also kind of did this myself. And I'll give you a little fun story. In the Army, you have to do a PMCS, Primary Maintenance Conditions and Systems. I don't even know what it stands for. All I just know is a preliminary check on your car. So if you get a Humvee, you have to inspect it, and you have to check the transmission oil, all the oils and dipsticks and filters, and they give you a piece of paper and they make you go down the checklist, and there's doctrine on it, it's all public. You have to inspect the vehicle. And I am helpless mechanically. Cooked, sauteed, barbecued, I'm just cooked. Anything mechanical, I'm just bad at. And I'm going through this PMCS, I can't find where the oil dipstick is, and I'm just like, this is stupid. This is stupid. Inspecting vehicles are stupid. Why do I, who will never work on a vehicle, why do I need to know where all these dipsticks are and how to change the tire and check the oil pressure and inspect it myself? Why can't the mechanics just do it? Like, you think Alexander the Great? You think Alexander the Great was checking chariots? You think Napoleon was checking cannons? No. Well, I'm a big picture guy. I'm that guy. I'm Big Samir, you know? Big Samir don't need to check no oil. And I just realized one day, like, this is a stupid cope. I'm most definitely not a general. And if I were a general, I should probably know where a dipstick is. I should probably know, like, how to change a tire, just functionally, as a human. You know, we all use vehicles. And I think everyone kind of tells a story to themselves to justify incompetence and anything that they're just not comfortable with doing. And I made it more of a point to just kind of audit my life and find, where am I being purposefully incompetent? And you know, I realize, like, sometimes it's not even malicious. Me not wanting to check the Humvee and passing it off to someone else, that was definitely malicious. But I really do think it's a sense of mental framing and just something about comfort levels. And I want you to kind of question and audit yourself whenever you say you can't do something, or when someone depends on you to do something and you tell them that you can't because you're not good at X, you're not good at Y, or you're not good at Z. Because sometimes it's just not a real limitation. And sometimes it's kind of performative. But our whole culture of hee hee ha ha, I stood up till 5 in the morning again because I was doom scrolling and now I'm on my 20th coffee. That eventually pays a price, not on yourself, but on other people. Or hee hee ha ha, I can't balance a budget and I'm on my 4th child and my hubby will figure it out. Or hee hee ha ha, I don't want to cook, even though, or I don't know how to cook. I can only boil water. Boiling water is the only thing I can do. My wife will take care of the rest. At first, it may seem cute, but it really does have downstream effects. And it's been something I've been trying to see or realize in my own life and how it affects others. But yeah, that's the video. I mean, it's probably too late for me to say like and subscribe. I know you're supposed to do that in like the first minute. But if you made it to the end, you don't like, you don't subscribe, especially if you're a friend or family, you're a hater and a saboteur. So don't be that. Alright. This is Place de Concorde. And further ahead would be the Tuileries. And then further ahead would be the Louvre. But I'm not going to film all that because I have nothing else to talk about. Alright. See you guys. Bye-bye.